Hello, everybody. Back once again. Riffraff Hornhelm here, and I'm here to introduce someone to you who is going to be helping out this week. Unfortunately, Angus, our wonderful Beard on the Street reporter, is tied up with something right now, so we're introducing somebody else here who is not here to fill Angus's shoes, just to fill in briefly. And that here is Chit Chat Hornhelm. Chit Chat, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Chit Chat, the stubble on the street.
Well, there you go. There you go. I think that's appropriate. He is a very young cub reporter, so that's okay. It all works out great. And today, he's going to give us a very interesting interview with one of the most fascinating characters I've run into in a while. He's somebody who's been out here for the show. There's already been some interview work done with him on the Dwarven Vault channel, and that would be the absolutely incredible real gentleman, and that's Fawg the Dragon. What's the matter?
Dragon?
Well, Fawg's very nice. Don't be a jerk and he won't eat you. How's that?
Why do I have to give my next of kin and insurance information?
Well, it's part of the working policy. You're a new cub reporter here. Then, being that, you have to give that information because, well, you know, reporters are expendable. We all know that. So, just in case something happens, you want to be covered, right?
Right, but coverage. Speaking of coverage, why were you putting steak sauce and hot sauce in my dressing room?
Well, that's just for everybody else. We're going to be out at a party, you know, because you're the scut bottom level reporter, so we're going to be at a party. You're going to be at the other thing. If you're worried about that being used on you, it's not enough. So don't worry. And I'm sure that if push came to shove, Fawg would have things covered. So don't worry about it. You'll do fine. Go get him. You're a fine young reporter. I think it's an excellent idea for you to go and do this. It's going to build your resume. Don't worry. Folks, you're going to enjoy the interview. And, well, see, it gives you an extra incentive to see whether or not he makes it to the end alive. So take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. This is Chit Chat Hornhelm again, welcoming back our friend, Fawg the Dragon.
Hi, everybody.
Fawg, I understand from your interview with Angus that you are working on a panel for the Dwarven Tool Show called What Dragons Eat.
Oh, that's correct. I'm on several panels at the upcoming show, which is just a few days around the corner. And yes, that's one of my panels. What do dragons eat?
Dwarves are safe. I'm safe, right? Right. We're friends here, right?
I'd stop right there. One more right, and I may change my mind. But yes, dwarves are safe. Same with elves, same with humans, halflings. I could shed a tear over that last one. But the reality is that it's a different age now. Dwarves are friends, not food. We'll make an effort to not eat anybody. I mean, there's a few guys who are out in the hinterlands that haven't gotten the word, and yeah, you're not likely to go there anyways. But if you did, yeah, you'd be at risk. Otherwise, you know, you're at more risk in a Hollywood movie than you are in reality.
Can you give us a little taste, so to speak, of what the panel is going to entail?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to talk about, historically speaking, of course, I've been around for thousands of years. But historically speaking, we're going to speak about the things that we've been eating and how our diets have changed over the years. So, for instance, we'll talk about the days of yore, or maybe it's the days of gore. And when we used to pretty much eat everything. And, you know, all I can tell you is there's some things that really had a big impact on my diet. And first and foremost amongst these is I don't like the taste of hair. Hair gets caught in my throat. Then sometimes the flame gets to it, and I get a little explosion in there, and it gives me indigestion and whatnot. So I never liked the hair. And a lot of my earlier 1,000 years or so had to do with making sure that what I was eating was as hairless as possible. I mean, let's face it, you always don't have the extra time to, like boil them and get the hair off and stuff before you eat them. A lot of times in the heat of battle, you just got to eat them. And sometimes I can't even take the steps I prefer to take to try and reduce the amount of hair. So that drove a lot of the things that we ate, or that I ate at least.
In addition to diet, are you going to cover your favorite recipes? When you had time, obviously, like you said, in the heat of battle, it's just munch and go. But if you had time to cook, so to speak, what were your favorite preferred methods?
There's not very much, frankly, that us dragons do. A lot of our food does tend to come cooked, and you can imagine why. I mean, you breathe a little bit of fire, and the next thing you know, you got a barbecue. So I take advantage of that, obviously. As I've gotten older in years, and when those circumstances happen, sometimes I would have, maybe a few drums of honey or something like that I could throw on there. But most of the time, we're just trying to reduce the amount of things that are going to get caught in our throat rather than try and do great things with recipes. Because of the nature of dragons and the fact that once we're ancient and old and so forth, we can do pretty much anything to be a human and enjoy the life of a human. I have certainly had a lot of culinary experiences that align perfectly with men and elves and so forth. No offense, but Dwarvish cuisine is kind of like English cuisine. It's not much to speak about. So at the end of the day, I have had that experience. But the average dragon, in normal dragon form, it's more about freshness, quantity, and avoiding nasty stuff. For instance, at the end of a battle, do you really want to go back and eat all the dead people out there? Every one of them is in a frickin' tin can. And I got to go out there and split them all open like pistachio nuts in order to get the good stuff inside and not pick up a bunch of crunchy stuff that I don't need. Now, yes, my mother told me that we had to have iron in our diet. It's one of the reasons I ate dwarves. Once again, sorry, you guys aren't particularly tasty. But I had to eat you in order to get some iron in my diet. Well, if I ate all the dead soldiers after a battle, that was too much iron in my diet. I'd be so constipated that I wouldn't be able to shit for 1,000 years.
Truly a horrifying thought.
Better believe it.
But since this is no longer the case, and you've moved on to more modern things, how do you acquire your food now?
Well, it doesn't sound very exciting, I understand that, but it's pretty much the same way everybody else does. I order it from the grocery store. I have a couple 53-footers come out twice a week, and that way I'm able to have enough food to eat. I inject money into the economy. Of course, I got plenty of money, but I don't like spending it, so I buy cheap. But that's how I do it now. I just buy beef sometimes on the hoof. I prefer to buy them dressed and done because then I don't have to deal with the damn hair.
This is very understandable. Moving forward into your panel, what can we expect to see regarding the history? Were there ones that you specifically went after? Heaven forbid, dwarves or elves or...
There's a ranking system, okay. And some of it is both to do with taste, and some of it is to do with difficulty. So I was always very careful with the difficulty part to try and make it as easy as possible. The tastiest, excuse me, the tastiest by far are halflings. They're well-stuffed, plump. They can't run very fast. They're delicious. It's like popcorn, though. You can't get enough. It's a problem. They hide in those little damn holes, and, well, in any case, they're the tastiest. Worth the effort every time. Now, we don't do that anymore, so of course, I'm speaking all in the past here. But we don't do that anymore. Damn it. So, I do also enjoy elves, though that's more when I'm on a health food diet. You know, they're not so robust as something like a halfling who has a much more varied diet, or a human. That's another one too. Don't like orcs. We'll eat them, but I don't like them. You just kind of, it's like gristle. You chew them up as fast as you can and swallow 'em. Now there's plenty of others. I mean, you know, kobold, that's another one that's like popcorn. Gnomes, it's kind of like a mini dwarf. They taste a little better, but they're so small it's hardly worth the effort. So.
And with that being said, and everything being equal, would there be a case if food happened to walk its way to your lair, for instance? Would there be a cheat on the diet, so to speak?
Well, let's be clear here. If you're going to go after a dragon horde, all bets are off. I'll smush you on the floor, I'll eat you, I'll turn you into stone, I'll roast you like a barbecue. It doesn't matter. You're then a thief and you're in my spot and you're toast. Now, whether I do it considering the fact that I'd sure like a taste of that, I guess is going to depend on who it is. I have to say that if a party of halflings came after my horde, I'd be hard-pressed not to carefully catch them and eat them one at a time. But that would be falling off the wagon big time, and it just wouldn't be good. I would feel terrible about myself.
Fawg, it's been wonderful to have you back and have this sneak peek at the panel that you'll be running. We appreciate you having the time to take with us before the Dwarven Tool Show. Thank you so much for coming back.
Oh, you're very welcome. Remember, everybody, that you can join the panel. It's a 3-hour panel. It's on the Friday, and we look forward to seeing you there for a much more in-depth discussion about what dragons eat so that you can be prepared if you run into a wild and wanton, something like that. If you run into a dragon, you'll know what to do. Take care, everyone, and thank you very much, Chit Chat. And maybe we need to talk more later.
That's all for right now, folks. And remember, dwarves rock.
So wasn't that interesting? And see, he didn't die after all. He's not even smoking or anything, so he made it through just fine, right? Didn't you enjoy that, Chit Chat?
It was very interesting.
Good. See? We'll see him on occasion here when we have the need to make sure that a breaking story or an opportunity to interview somebody famous or interesting or whatever bum walks by on the street, we'll have him available in the future. In the meantime, if you enjoy what you're seeing, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, all that kind of good stuff. Please, let's help keep this content going. Thank you so much for attending, and we'll see you very soon. And remember, dwarves rock.